Hello everyone and hello Dzikri. My name is Ronald Sirait. I'm a student of SBM-ITB Blemba 72. I will present my mid-exam MM5005 Economic and Business Landscape Analysis on all macroeconomics topics related to Indonesia energy sector and sustainability agenda. The title of my presentation is What Drives Household Adoption of Rooftop Solar PV in Indonesia? Overview: Indonesia energy landscape and climate commitments. Indonesia has committed to the Paris Agreement and with a goal of cutting greenhouse gas emission by 29% or 41% with international support by 2030 and reaching net zero emission by 2060. Despite these goals, coal-based power generation in Indonesia grew from approximately 49% in 2018 to 59% in 2024 due to its low cost and political factors. Indonesia has immense potential for solar energy, with an estimated 200,000 megawatts of theoretical capacity and daily sunlight of 4.7 kilowatt hours per square meter. Yet solar power accounted for only about 0.01% of energy mix in 2021. The government ambitious renewable energy targets of 23% by 2025 and 31% by 2050 are progressing slowly, with a potential policy draft in 2024 suggesting a reduction of the 2025 target to 17 to 19%. Rooftop, rooftop solar adoption is significantly lagging, with only around 48.9 megawatt installed by the end 2021 from 4,794 residential users, far below the 2025 target of 3.6 gigawatt. This low adoption is primarily due to economic and political barriers, not technical limitation of the grid. There are four key factors that influence of adoption of rooftop solar PV in Indonesian households: economic factors, socio-cultural, and individual factors, the policy and the regulatory framework, and the role of PLN as the state electricity company. The economic factors that probably hinder the rooftop solar adoption consist of as follows. First, saving versus cost. Rooftop PV can reduce electricity bills, but high upfront costs, approximately almost 17 million rupiahs, make it affordable value for high-income households, while the lower income cannot afford it. And then second, lack of financing or subsidies. There are no strong government subsidies or financing options, which limit middle-class adoptions. Mostly some of customers want government-backed financing to make solar viable. Third, low export tariffs. A 2018 policy credited excess solar at only 69% of the retail rate, extending the payback period to 8 to 10 years. Many want less than 5 years payback. Fourth, net metering abolition. In 2024, a net metering was abolished, removing the ability to offset bills with exported solar energy. Summary: economic barriers currently outweigh bill saving for most, and wider adoption requires better incentives. The social culture factors that probably drive or hinder the rooftop solar adoption as follows. First, environmental awareness. Many homeowners are motivated by environmental concerns, but this doesn't overcome financial barriers alone. The second, social influence. Seeing neighbors install solar increases adoption likelihood by 16.5 to 18.4. And the third, cultural acceptance. Rooftop solar is increasingly seen as a symbol of modernity and environmental responsibility. Individual factor or demographic profile of adopters factor as follows. First, education. Adopters are typically better educated, which help them understand the benefit of PV and the installation process. The second, home ownership. Home ownership is essential for adoption or homeowners control and invest in energy improvements. And third, age and gender. Adopters are often middle-aged with male decision makers currently leading adoptions. And fourth, innovativeness. Early adopters are generally more innovative and open to new technology and risk taking. Policy and regulatory framework factors. Uh, Frequent policy shifts have progressively weakened rooftop solar incentives in Indonesia. In 2013 and 2014, net metering was introduced, allowing full one-by-one credit for surplus solar export, making it financially attractive. But in 2018, net billing replaced net metering, reducing the credit for exported solar to 65% and retail rate. On 2024, net metering was abolished entirely, and surplus export now receives zero credit, heavily discouraging rooftop PV. Regularity impact. This frequent policy reversal have created uncertainty and undermined consumer confidence. The role of PLN or state electricity company. First, monopoly structure. PLN is state-owned, vertically integrated monopoly with a portfolio that is about 59% coal-based. And second, coal-centric investment. This creates a conflict of interest as PLN is hesitant to support rooftop solar expansions to protect its coal asset and revenue. PLN acts as a grid gatekeeper with slow and bureaucratic process for grid connection approval. And the third is institutional misalignment. There is an institutional misalignment as parents focus on reliable and affordable electricity often clashes with the energy ministry push for renewables. And the fourth, market and pricing distortions. Coal power is artificially cheap due to domestic price controls, making it financially preferable for PLN over solar. Fifth, need for reform. Experts call for restructuring PLN's monopoly or implementing renewable targets to align its interests with the Indonesian clean energy goals. Conclusion and recommendations. To accelerate household rooftop solar adoption, a multi-strategy approach is needed to close the gap between targets and reality. Recommendations are focused on three key areas. First, financial incentive and policy stability. Second, utility and market reforms. And third, public awareness and outreach. Financial incentives and policy stability. First, green financing and subsidize. Implement 0% interest solar loans, rebates, or tax credits to make PV affordable for middle-income households. And second, improve solar ROI. They introduce full net metering or one-by-one credit or increase export compensation to shorten payback periods and incentives investments. And third, in, innovative ownership promotes business models like solar leasing and installment plans to eliminate high upfront costs. And fourth, policy consistency. Stabilize a stable or predictable solar policies and streamline approval process to build consumer confidence and lower bureaucratic barriers. Utility and market reforms aligning with PLN with solar. Uh, First, align PLN's incentives. Introduce carbon pricing or renewable mandates to make solar more expensive and align PLN's financial interests with solar adoption goals. And second, expand PLN's role, encourage PLN to offer turnkey installation and leasing services to homeowners, creating new revenue streams and building trust. And third, phase out fossil fuel subsidies, gradually remove subsidies for coal and make solar more competitive. And fourth, incentive local manufacturing, promote domestic production of solar panels and batteries through tax breaks and low interest loan. Public awareness and outreach, targeted campaigns. First, target campaigns. Launch nationwide and local campaigns highlight economic and environmental benefits with messages tailored for different groups. And second, community networks. Use pilot projects and solar ambassadors to create social proof and assist neighbors with adoptions. And third, information access. Provide clear, accessible guides and online portal to demystify installation and cost and offer technical support. And fourth, geographic targeting. Focus outreach and pilots in less electrified rural and other islands to promote equitable solar adoption. In closing, Indonesia has enormous potential for rooftop solar, but this potential is currently being held back by a number of key barriers. As we discussed, these challenges are primarily rooted in a combination of high upfront costs, unstable government policies, and the institutional conflicts of interest within the state-owned electricity company PLN. To successfully drive household adoption, Indonesia must implement a multifaceted strategy that includes financial incentive, utility reforms, and public outreach. By addressing these core issues, Indonesia can close the gap between its renewable energy ambitions and its current reality, paving the way for a more sustainable and secure energy future. Thank you.